Hey everybody, you're watching Ballerina Badass. My name is Georgia Reed, and this was day 2 of the Vibe International Ballet experience. Oh, the Vienna International Ballet experience happening in Missoula, Montana, the sister dance competition to the one that happens in Vienna in April. And today was another amazing day, you guys. So I woke up this morning and my hip and psoas were really acting up on the right side. They were just feeling tired. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take it easy today. So I attended a couple of really interesting lectures. Yes, I'm wearing the crown for tomorrow because I'm trying to get used to the weight of it. It's not too heavy, but it's just a little interesting, so I'm feeling it out. Deal. So the first one I went to was for the Healthy Dancer series. Both of these were part of the Healthy Dancer series lectures. And the first one was called Are You Sabotaging Your Dancing with Your Stretching and Warm-Up Routine? And it was created by Astrid Sherman. And she's an ex-gymnast and ex-dancer. And she was talking about the conflict between dance traditions and science research. And is there a middle ground? You guys, you have to see this lecture. I know they're going to re-show it. I know they live streamed it. So when you go to find more information about the live streaming events, which I think is happening through Danceador, you can find Danceador on Instagram. That's at Dance Adore, A-D-O-R. So D-A-N-C-E-A-D-O-R. And they're live streaming everything for this competition as much as possible. But if not, if there's any issues, definitely go back to the vibe.international.com/Missoula to find out more information. But Astrid was talking about how most hypermobile dancers with all the amazing extension and everything don't end up going into companies because they overstretch and then they are more prone to injuries and they burn out and give up. The less flexible dancers, if they don't push too hard and hurt themselves from trying to overstretch beyond their body's ability, they tend to last longer. And she said that hypermobile dancers need to stop stretching more and do more core strengthening exercises. And then the tighter dancers do need to do more stretching, but in the right way. And she discussed the differences between, when to stretch. It's best not to. And these are sports medicine authorities, by the way, for major athletes all over the world, not just dance people, who are talking about this and doing this research. And they're talking about how it's important not to do long stretches or really hardly any stretches before class. You just need to get your heart rate up. Do some exercise that gets it up there, and then you do class, and then after bar you can stretch like maybe 15 seconds at a time. Try doing dynamic stretching, which means you don't hold it in place like a static stretch, but with dynamic stretching it's like David LePay's. If you're going to stretch your leg up and then over your head and then back and then down, you keep it moving, but you don't hold anything for longer than 15 seconds. And then at the end of the day, so once you've finished all your classes, all your rehearsals, all your performances, that's when you can then sit down into static stretches like splits and things for 30 seconds, but really no longer than that. Then she said something interesting. She said it's been found through research that you only need to stretch once a week to maintain the flexibility you already have. I was like, really? I'm not sure I believe that, but that's what the research is showing. And you only need to stretch 2 or 3 times a week to improve your stretching. But you want to do each stretch, when you're doing those stretches at 15 seconds at a time, you want to do them in like a rep and then do that rep like 4 different times. I need to keep doing it for 6 weeks to start seeing a difference. But there's not that much of a change. So it's a very slow, careful process. And the main thing they're noticing, I'm sorry, I have my retainer in, it's a little funky to talk. But the important thing is all of these photos we're seeing on Instagram of dancers just overstretching in these crazy inverted splits and crazy over the head things. Her question to us was, when is that used in ballet? I mean, we'll occasionally see it. And I've always thought, well, you overstretch so that then when you actually do the leg, it'll come maybe to here. But if it's going to wreck my body and make it so that within 5 years I can't dance anymore, I don't want to do it. So I highly recommend you all watch this lecture and look up Astrid Sherman. Also look up, oh God, what is it? IDMS? IADMS? The International Association of Dance, Medicine, and Science, I think it is. Anyways, when I get home and I can actually enter links into the description box, which I can do on my phone, I'm just too tired, I'm sorry guys, but I'll get it for you. Fascinating stuff. And I think there's a lot more to be learned about stretching the right way, the safe way, knowing what your particular body type is and what you need to do for you to become the best dancer you can be. And the thing I keep hearing over and over again, by the way, guys, from teachers and masterclass teachers and some of the judges who've also been teaching, by the way, they all keep coming back to artistry. and I've been listening quietly, just like around the corner while they talk with each other. And they've been saying that like artistry is the most important thing. High legs and multiple turns, that's important-ish, but not as important as artistry. So guys, ladies, gentlemen, going into competitions, if you don't have your artistry down, get it. Get your artistry going. Very important. So the second lecture that I went to was the one called Resilience and Mindful Learning, with Lisa Bonaire, and she's getting her PhD. She is an ex-ballet dancer who danced professionally and then became a teacher, and now is getting her PhD, and she looked at the psychology of dance, and oh my God, you guys, it was everything that I've been thinking about and working on, but then at a whole nother level, you know, like with my therapist and stuff, talking about adaptive perfectionism versus maladaptive perfectionism. So adaptive perfectionism is like that saying when you think, I don't have that triple turn yet. When you add the yet in, it makes it so you know that it's just today, but you can get it tomorrow, the next day, or eventually. You're using positive self-talk. You're saying, you can do it, Georgia. I believe in you. Instead of, I'm going to do this. You talk to yourself like you would your best friend. You're not hard on yourself. You're kind to yourself. You stay positive and you focus on the process. The maladaptive perfectionism, which is something I have suffered from all my life, I admit it, is I'll never be good enough. I'm always messing up, so that never and always. You catastrophize everything like, oh my God, it's the end of the world because I messed up this turn. You're constantly blaming yourself for messing up. It's all of that negative, perfectionistic kind of stuff. And she really got into the meat of how to help ourselves and mentor ourselves as dancers with positive self-talk, and then how to help mentor other dancers with that as well. So it was really cool. And then after that, I got to do an interview with her for her PhD. She was interviewing several dancers, and we talked for like an hour and a half, you guys. It was amazing. All about the psychology of dance and, what my background was and all the things that we would like to see change. And she asked what would be the one thing I would change in the ballet world if I could. And I said, I'd like to see more vulnerability. And vulnerability in dancers, a willingness to show your process and to fail, because you have to fail a few times before you get really good. We all think we have to be perfect right away, but you can't get to that perfection without all of the work that goes into it leading up to it. And of course, perfectionism is it's like a mirage, right? And then I think I said something else really interesting, but I don't remember now, but vulnerability led to something more about what I'd like to see with ballet. But anyways, I'll think about it more and get back to you guys on that if I can. But then after that, I went and I watched the rest of ballet class, because by that time it was too late for me to join any classes, even if I wanted to. And I'm glad I didn't, because Gregor Hatala was teaching the senior level ballet class, which was not on the schedule, and he is the head of this entire thing. I mean, he got the whole Vienna International Ballet Experience started, which then came over to Missoula, and he was like the youngest person to ever join the Vienna State Opera. His dad was the head of Vienna State Opera for years, I think. You have to look him up. He's fabulous. He looks like this regular guy, and he just stands there and goes plie, double tour, boom, and finishes it perfectly. It was a very Vaganova-esque class. I think I would have been able to handle it. A lot of the dancers couldn't even pick up the combinations because, if you've taken those Vaganova-ish classes, you have a lot of jumps in the center, and it's fast, and it's like, saute, pas de ré, glissade, assemblée, but then you take the other leg and go assemblée back, assemblée forward, tombe, pas de ré. And it's a quick change of assemblées and having to change your footing really fast, and it was interesting to watch. And I learned so much just from watching. Guys, definitely keep watching classes. If you can't take, go watch. You will learn. You will learn from watching the other dancers, what they're doing, what you want to use, what you don't like, everything. It's so helpful. I highly recommend. But I did put my point shoes on, and the room was available for a little bit after the class, thank God, because there are like no extra studios, you guys. I've seen people rehearsing their variations for competition on the carpet upstairs in the auditorium, wherever you can. You just have to grab it. So a couple of other girls and I grabbed the space while it was free, and I threw on my point shoes and tried them out just to see what felt good. Both pairs felt good, and I didn't have any toe tape on, so I was careful. I'm still working on those calluses, y'all. But it felt good. It felt really good. So, I don't know. I'm stoked for tomorrow. But after that, the day wasn't done yet, guys. Then I had to go meet with the head of Danceador, Johanna Chiampa, and her fellow shooting partner, Jenny. And they took me over to the Doubletree Hotel where they interviewed me, which I think is going on their website along with the local Missoula News, either in the newspaper or on their news TV. I don't quite know yet. But when I get the link for that, I'll be sure to show you guys. But it was so much fun talking with them. Really cool women, really smart and intelligent, and excellent questions. And then after that, I managed to get some dinner and then come back home and have some time with the kitty cats. I love the kitty cats here. And I got to meet the ferret. They have a ferret here as well. Adorable. Love. Got little ferret kisses. Amazing. And now I'm just going to roll out my feet a little bit, do some breathing, listen to my music, and go to bed because I have to be up early in the morning. There's a 9 a.m. class with Rasta Thomas. And then come back, get all my hair and makeup and hairpiece ready and done because backstage it is a small space and it is tight and not a lot of room. So then I can just go over there, get the tutu on. So you all know, tomorrow, if you're watching the live stream of the competition, the senior portion starts at 2:45 Mountain Time. I know I'm an hour later than Pacific Time on California time. But it starts at 2:45-ish, and then I'm number 14 in the lineup for my classical variation, and I'm number 31 in the lineup for my neoclassical. So anyways, if y'all are watching, send me good vibes. I'm excited. Yeah, so that's it for today. Another amazing day. Another big thank you to Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater, to Charlene Carey, who of course is, spearheading this entire thing, and she's the artistic director of Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater, and she's amazing. Really smart, passionate woman. Oh my God. I mean, there were so many events that we missed today. There was a film festival going on in the evening. There was Native American dancing going on while I had to do my interview, so I could hear it happening in the background, and I could see their costumes as they walked by. All kinds of beautiful folk dancing. So many great classes. There was a contemporary partnering class today that apparently was amazeballs. I had to miss that. So quality problems. Again, I cannot recommend enough this competition. It's just a whole experience. It's more than just the competition. You will get so much out of this, even if you just come to take the classes and the lectures and watch the programs and you decide not to compete, it's worth it. So I will sign off for tonight, and thank you all again for watching. You know my name, Georgia Reed. This is Ballerina Badass. Never give up, never stop dancing. I love you all. Toi, toi, toi.